Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you are back again. And today we have, I'm not naked. Today we have an awesome story time. It wasn't awesome at the time, but it's real awesome now because there's a lesson in it. So first and foremost, for if you do not know who I am, my name is Whitney. I'm an author, singer, songwriter, just a child of God. I love to encourage people, and I hope that you'll be encouraged. I hope you find something funny. I hope that there's a lesson somewhere in here, and if not, I hope that it's just some background noise to help you get ready as you get ready for your day. But anyway, we're in our Fear series, and I'm like, man, there's so many things that I could talk about, but this one thing came to mind, and it's hilarious to me. So I was single at the time. I'm currently dating, but I was single at the time, so I was, dating and, going on dates and different things like that. So talking to this guy, and he's really nice, and we're on the phone, and we're laughing it up and talking it up, and we're having this good time, right? Sweet guy, he's a good looking person, all the things, right? All the things that we look for: tall, dark, and handsome. He's got a job, he doesn't have any children, like no baby mama drama, like all of the things. He had all of the things, and he's this really good guy. So we're talking, and I think we would talk, literally we talk every day consistently. Talked about, different things. It was just good. He had all of the things, and we got along really well. So it comes to the time where he decides to officially ask me out on a date. Personally, it's extremely important for me with the proper things of dating, because it just makes it easier in my mind. But reality doesn't always work like that. But I'm like, yeah, if he doesn't ask me to go out on a date, we're not going. If he does not, all the things. But so he asked me out on this date, and I'm excited. We're talking. We literally spoke up to the morning of the date, and the date was that evening. So I get the good morning, beautiful, can't wait till tonight, yada yada yada. So in my mind, I have this whole day planned, like I have all this stuff to do, but I'm gonna do all this stuff, get ready for my date later. But of course, you're anticipating this date. I had a specific dress picked out in my head. I knew how my hair was gonna be. I had my makeup, I think I had done my makeup already, because again, I had a lot of stuff that I was doing that day. And I get ready, to actually start getting ready for the date. Get home, I have the music playing, I took my little shower, got the music playing, and, I'm talking to my best friend. Yeah, girl, we going to this restaurant or whatever. And so, I'm excited. Got dressed, put on my little dress, put on my little shoes, cute, took pictures beforehand, and I don't know, it was something, it just didn't feel like, it was something in my spirit was like, something is going to go wrong. But I just ignored it, because I'm like, okay, maybe it's just nerves, maybe it's just bubbles, because I haven't met this person in, at a restaurant type situation before, whatever. And mind you, we have been video chatting or talking over video for a while. Or not a while, but maybe like a couple of weeks or something like that. But anyway, this is the first time we're going to be in person, not on video. So I get ready, I'm, everything's good, I'm driving. Again, like I said, it was that stomach feeling. I get to the restaurant, and I am sitting in my car, and I'm like, okay, so I haven't heard from this person, and I'm literally purposely not putting a name in here, but I haven't heard from this person since about, I think it was maybe 12 o'clock that day, and our date was probably around 7 in the evening. So I didn't hear from him since lunchtime, but I'm like, whatever. He could be, getting ready, whatever. We'll speak at the restaurant. I'm sitting there, and it's 10 minutes until, I'm like an early person. Like if I have to go somewhere and I'm excited, I get there early. So I like to be on time. So, I get there 10 minutes early, and I'm looking at my clock, I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, okay, nothing yet, no text message, no call, okay, no problem, he's just on the way, okay, whatever. Then, it's 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay, maybe he's in the restaurant. So I text him like, hey, I'm here. Let me know when you get here, because me and my anxious self, I'm like, I don't want to walk in the restaurant and then just be looking crazy, looking around like, where's my date? 7:10, no response. No man shows up. So I'm like, okay, let me just give him the benefit of the doubt. At this point, inside, I already know what's up. Like, I already know, like, he's not coming or something, but I had never been stood up before in my life. And this is one of those things that I've actually, like, stuck my neck out for, and I'm like, this is going to be so good. Like, we've talked for a long time before this for a few weeks, and I, it's going to be a good experience, and I'm hyping myself up, and everything's good, but it's like, now I know in my gut that I've been stood up. So all the things started going through my mind. Like, did I say something to offend him? Did I misread what he asked us to do, like to go out? Did I, all the things you want to ask yourself. Like, I'm reevaluating in my head, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just sit here. 7:30 comes, and at this point now, I am completely embarrassed. Nobody saw me. Of course, I didn't go into the restaurant, but it's just the fact that I had prepared for something amazing, and with no expectation for disappointment. Like, no expectation for disappointment, because we have talked about, rejection, and he doesn't like rejection. Who likes rejection? We've talked about the feeling of rejection. We've talked about different things that have happened in past experiences and stuff like that. So surely this could not be what was happening, but it was. I sat there until, I want to say, 8 o'clock. Not waiting on him at this point, just trying to figure out within myself what I wanted to do so that I didn't feel like crap. But I did. I felt like the weight of the world literally was sitting on me. And all I could do at that moment, as Etta James would say, was cry. And I cried like a little baby. I sat there and bawled as if the love of my life had just refused a proposal from me. Like, I cried so bad. And I remember calling one of my really good friends, who literally I always call, just in general, but she's like one of my strong friends. She's like, that friend that I know I can call no matter what. And I called her, and she's like, you know what? Bump him. You're a great person. All the encouraging things that you, of course, need to hear in a moment like that. And she also, just gave me advice in terms of protecting your heart, protecting your peace, and understanding that it's nothing per se that you do that causes a person not to meet their word. But it's also a blessing. It's a blessing that you see that habit, or you see that thing happening in the beginning, so that it's not something that you experience. And for me, of course, in that moment, I couldn't see it, because I'm like, I'm just so hurt. Like, I don't want to talk to this person anymore, because we've had this rapport and everything looks great, and now I can't trust it. It's just, it doesn't feel great. And it's just that feeling of like, dang, like, I was rejected and nothing went wrong. Like, what's going on? So, after the fact, I get home, I took pictures, and I'm trying to keep this brave face, because now I told my friends I'm going on a date with this great guy that I've been talking to and whatever. And you're trying to, like, pull your emotions together. Took the pictures, and I was happy, and I had my little dinner in here by myself and whatever. But it was still like that lingering feeling like, dang. So after the fact, the guy decided he wanted to contact me about 3 hours later. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if I act angry, then he wins. It's like this, I don't know. Like, he there's that satisfaction. If I'm sad, there's like, that whole thing, like, he did this to me, I'm a victim. And that's not the case. He has every right not to show up. Doesn't mean I have to accept it, but he has every right to choose how he wants to choose, So I say, you know what? No, I'm going to be mature about this. I'm going to express how I feel about it and move forward with my life, because I don't deserve that. And maybe I'm just not what he wanted. Maybe it's not something, whatever. And he gave me a bogus excuse, and I'm just like, in that moment, it's kind of like I wanted to revert to my old habits of being like, okay, no problem. But it's like, when you know that you're not perfect, but you're worth more, like you deserve better, you don't accept just anything. So I was just like, no, that's okay. I reject it. Thanks. I appreciate your experience. However, I don't have to take that. So God bless you. And I say all that to say the fear of rejection is a real thing, right? And even though I went into it, not so much expecting rejection, I really didn't, but understanding that, there might be a possibility, even though, I didn't want it to happen, whatever, and I did have that fear. I just went for something, and I just, gave it the best shot I could. And I think that for me is the best lesson. Even though the fear of rejection is super scary in any, not just relationships, but in any situation, business, career, whatever it is, it's scary to think that if you give your best, you could still get a no. It's very, very daunting. But just understanding that your job is not to like the result. Like, it's not really to like what people say about it. It's just to like what you're giving. You understand? So like, if you're giving the best that you have, you worry about that. And if they say no, it's okay, but it's still your best, and you should be proud of that. You should run with that. Not everybody's gonna be for everybody. That's one lesson, of course, I learned from that. But also, not everything that people say, they're gonna keep to it. So your words matter, because your words and your actions have to align, right? So if you say you're gonna do something and you don't, that tells me that, maybe sometimes you'll keep your word and maybe you won't. And for a person like myself who has had the fear of rejection, I have to understand that people are not always going to keep their word the way that I do, or the way that some people that I know as consistent people have done. So the lesson here is, even if you fear rejection, do the things that make you happy. And as long as it's your best, you be happy with that. Understand that you may still get the no. You may still get the no, no matter how good you are, no matter, how much effort you put in, no matter how good it looks, you may still get the no. And understanding, even if you get the no, that doesn't mean that your worth is less. That doesn't mean that, you're devalued. It just means that it's not right for that situation. And that's okay, because there's something for everybody. But this video is longer than I wanted it to be, but I just wanted to talk about that situation, because I can laugh about it now, but it was a terrible situation in that moment. But as I always say, remember to love God, because He is a source of real love. Remember to love yourself and appreciate who God created you to be. And remember to love on other people. True love, not fake love. Love on other people, because that is the way that your world continues to go around. Remember that I love you, and you are so, so special. Go out and do what makes you happy.